Yeah, all right. I think it's all good now. 8:38, so we will probably going to start. I can see many people here. Probably it's first time that you attend my live session, because some of the names they are kind of new to me. So if you are the first time attending my session, perhaps if you can put just first time in the comments, so I know that's the first time, because some of the names I recognize from other live sessions. I'm interested to know if I get new people. And where are you from? Perhaps you can say first time from somebody here, I think is from Bhutan, perhaps. So if you can say first time from Bhutan or your place, or maybe you are already a veteran, so you can put a veteran from Brazil or a veteran from Colombia. Yeah, George, first time. I think I sent you my email, George. I remember your name. So yeah, thank you very much for that. In Instagram, Kingsley Georgie, I know I've been watching your session on YouTube. Thank you very much. Alison, bon dia, just a test. No, this is the actual live session. I'm going to talk tonight, and it's going to be, I think, a little bit longer, because I've got a lot of items in my checklist for you to get set for success, so you can apply and get a professional job here in Australia. Yeah, all right. I'll get my comments from Facebook, because I can see that. Yeah, Bishal, first time. Yeah, thank you very much. And you guys also would like to know if you guys are civil engineers or mechanical engineers. So throughout the session, if you can let me know what sort of engineer are you, because it helps me as well. Benti, he's a mechanical engineer. Explore Bhutan, I don't know your name, but you're saying that you're a civil engineer. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to start. Hi everyone, and welcome to another live session from the series How to Get a Professional Job Here in Australia. And in this live session, I will be talking about the checklist for 2021, so you can set yourself up for success in getting the first professional job. I'm just going to disable all the sounds, because then it doesn't really bother. Sorry guys, I forgot to let the Telegram group know that I'm live. So, because I've got a Telegram group with almost 800 people, I'm just going to send them a video. Hi everyone, and just to let you know quickly that we are live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And tonight I'm going to talk about the checklist for 2021 to set yourself up for success when you're trying to get your first professional job here in Australia. I'll see you there. Bye-bye. Yeah, just sending to the Telegram group. So if you are part of my Telegram group about the engineering qualification validation, you will probably get that message very, very soon. Okay. But then for those that don't know me, I can see there's a few people that the first time that they are here in my live session. My name is Gerson Ida. I'm the founder of www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website that I created last year to share content of value and useful information about engineering qualification validation here in Australia. And I also share information about workplace health and safety, environmental management, and other engineering subjects. and also about professional recruitment, especially for engineers here in Australia. And a lot of people, they ask me, Gerson, but why do you talk about engineering recruitment in Australia? Do you work with recruitment? No, I don't work with recruitment, but I do a lot of engineering and project management recruitment in the company that I work for. In these last, how many years? In these last probably 12 years, I have recruited lots and lots of engineers and project managers, and I have already analyzed probably hundreds of applications, resumes and cover letters. So, and I've noticed a lot of mistakes, and I noticed a lot of things to improve when it comes to applying for jobs. And I'm here tonight to share with you a little bit about my learning in all of these years. So when you are applying for your professional job here in Australia, you have better chances to get your professional interview, and then once you get your professional interview, you get better chances to be chosen as a successful candidate. And so if you haven't joined my Telegram group yet, you can use the link that I'm going to put in the comments. Just paste in the link in YouTube and Facebook, and I'm going to explain why is it important for you to join the Telegram group tonight. Those in Instagram, you can go to my bio. There is a link there, linktree/JersonIda. When you open up, it will open up a box, and one of the boxes a little bit further down is for you to join my Telegram group. But what is Telegram? Well, Telegram is like WhatsApp. It's a messaging app where I have this group with almost 700, I think 87 people tonight. And tonight I'm going to prepare a PDF of this live session. So this is just a skeleton of the PDF. As you can see, I'm going to talk about many things, and I'm going to write here all the content, and I'm going to transform this as a PDF, and this PDF is going to go to the Telegram group, so you can refer to the information in this PDF. But as always, there's always a catch. For you to get this PDF, I will release a password. The PDF is going to be protected by a password. And the password I will reveal in the end of this live session. Yes, that's correct. You gotta stay until the end so you can get the password. If you don't have a password, you won't be able to open the PDF. And for me to send the PDF to Telegram, again, I'm going to do a post in Instagram tonight, and I want to see some interaction, some engagement. I'm going to ask a question in my Instagram post, and I would like to see your comments. If I don't have comments, I'm not going to put in Telegram. I'm just going to give to my students, because to my students of my mentoring program, every material that I produce, I'll give to them. But for you, if you are watching on Instagram, Telegram, YouTube, or Facebook, you will have to make a comment in my Instagram post. And if I see some comments, I'll post in Telegram. And then you have to watch until the end to get the password. Oh, Jason, but why are you making so difficult? Why don't you just give to me? Well, because people, they don't value a lot free content. And I spend a lot of time to prepare for the sessions and doing research and preparing the material. And I think that's the least that I can ask you, just to give me a little bit of engagement. Because as you know, those social media platforms, the more engagement you have, the more distribution you get to the people that follow you and the people that are subscribed to your channel. So that's a simple reason why. So this is the link here for the Telegram group, but those one is in Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, I just put the link in the comments, and Instagram is in my bio. All right, so the first item that I would like to talk to you to set yourself prepared for your successful journey to get a professional job here in Australia is to invest time in your curriculum vitae. So that's really, really important. Very, very important. You need to include the basic information in your CV. Looks like very, very basic, as it says, basic information. But believe it or not, in a lot of CVs that I already analyzed and reviewed, it's missing basic information. So you need to invest time in your CV and have a CV well written. And the basic information that I talk about is about your personal data, your goals, what is your goal as a professional, what are the skills that you have, obviously your academic training or schooling, the languages that you speak, your professional experiences, and this is also very important, your main results obtained. A lot of people, when you put your professional experience, you just list where you worked and what did you do, but you forget to put your main results obtained. So this is very important. Obviously then your personal and professional profile, some extracurricular activities that you like to do, and obviously professional references. And all of this information is going to the PDF. The other information that's really important to have in your CV as part of your investing time in your CV is to customize your curriculum. And what does it mean to customize your curriculum? And that is another big mistake. So you guys, when you're applying for a job, a lot of you, probably you did it already. You use the same CV template and content for all vacancies applied. For all positions that you are applying for, you use always the same template. So this is a very big mistake. The CV must be personalized and customized for each vacancy that you are applying for. And this does not mean that you must make up or invent experiences just to tailor, just to address the specific position that you're applying. Obviously, if you don't really have experience in that position, perhaps it's not a very good position that you need to apply for. So, but customizing and tailoring, this means that you must emphasize the specific experiences you have had and include in the body of your CV that addresses the skills or selection criteria required by the company. Very, very important. So I've seen so many people that they pretty much, they like a machine gun. They send their CV to 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 100, 200. I've seen people even send it to like 300 vacancies. And they always send the same CV. So who in the audience already did that? That you sent the same CV to every single position that you applied for. So I'm pretty sure that we all did that. I think I did that in the past. And then when you don't really get a response or you don't get a phone call, you ask yourself, oh, why didn't I get a phone call? Well, that's the reason why. Another item in your CV that you need to spend some time is to provide evidences of the achieved results. So this is certainly another point, very important point for you to spend some time. Because companies, they're looking for professionals who will bring positive results to projects, to services, to clients, and highlighting the results achieved is very critical part of the CV structure, especially in the engineering area. You have KPIs, you have your key performance indicators. Those KPIs, they need to be monitored, and certainly they have results that you can report on. And in engineering vacancies, particularly, it is interesting to divide into the results obtained in the specific area of the vacancy to be applied for. For example, if you're applying for a mechanical engineer position, include the results obtained as a mechanical engineer. And also it's important to include results obtained in other correlated areas, especially in the soft skills areas, such as management, business, strategy, and other related business management areas. So that certainly, if you have any, while I have the presentation, if you guys have any particular question, you can put in the comments. I'll have a quick look here if I have any questions. I've got a few questions here. I'm going to in YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to be answering a little bit later on. All right. The other important point is still in your CV, to invest time in your CV, is don't leave until the last minute to write up your CV. So if you want to apply for a position, let's say tomorrow, if you're trying to get your CV done tonight, the quality of your CV is probably not going to be very, very good. So your CV should be written with a lot of planning and research. And you need to take time to research the company, the industry in which the job is inserted. You perhaps need to, it's a good idea to talk to the recruiter about the job and clarify any questions when you talk with the recruiter or the agency that is recruiting the position. They always tell a little bit more about the company, even though if they cannot really tell you the name of the company, a lot of them they do, but if they can't, they're probably going to tell you what sort of industry is the company, what the company does, the type of projects that the company is doing. And that information is very important for you to customize and tailor your CV as well. And this time spent will serve as the basis for customizing your CV, and will make the recruitment panel members interested and impressed by the quality of your application and the information that you have in your CV. And you got to remember that panel members, if they notice that you spent time researching about the company, researching about the job, they will also know that you are genuinely interested in the position, and they're probably going to pay more attention to you. So that's always a very good a good point to do that. Obviously, I prepared some notes before this, and I'm just going to show you, because I'm pasting this information that I'm talking to you guys in the PDF, so I can show you how the PDF is taking shape. So it creates obviously the interest for you to get this PDF. So I'm just going to show you how the PDF is getting. So that's a PDF that I'm preparing. So invest time in your CV. Provide evidences of the achieved results. Customize your curriculum. Don't leave until the last minute to write up your CV. So far it's getting this way. And then the next important point in your checklist for 2021 is for you to pay attention in your cover letter. That's another really important document. Do you think what's the most important document between the cover letter and the resume? What do you think? Do you think the cover letter is more important, or do you think the CV is more important? What do you reckon? Let's have a look at the comments. Let's have a look here. Cover letter. What else? Come on, guys. It's always good to have a little bit of interaction. I've got few people here, so every time that I get some interaction, obviously, it motivates me. So I've got few people, or several people in YouTube. I've got few people in Instagram and few people in Facebook. So thanks, Uzal. He's saying cover letter. What else people are saying? We can write more details at the cover letter. Vandy is saying YouTube. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, I can share with you what I value and what I notice my panel members, my colleagues of the panel members, they also do. Every time that you advertise a position, you usually have a lot of applications. João, thanks, João, saying cover letter, I suppose. Tatiana, YouTube, is saying both of them are very important and need to put a lot of effort on them. Yeah, that's certainly correct, Tatiana. But I'll share with you what we do when you get lots and lots of applications. So when I say lots of applications, I talk about 40, 50, 70 applications. So what usually we do, we have a close look at the cover letter first. And because the cover letter is the document that candidates, you guys, are going to be addressing the selection criteria or the key competencies. And I'm going to talk about this in the next topic about the cover letter. So when the cover letter is not really good, when the cover letter is not really addressing the key competencies or selection criteria, usually I don't even look at the CV, because the CV is going to talk about the positions that you occupied, your education, and the things that you did. But majority of the job advertisement will ask you to address the competencies, the key competencies, or the selection criteria in the cover letter. And usually it's very clear how to apply, and then says you got to have your CV with no more than 5 pages, whatever, and your cover letter addressing the key competence with no more than, let's say, 2 pages. So if you write your cover letter without addressing what the advertisement was asking you to do, it means that you probably didn't even read carefully the advertisement. So it doesn't really show a very good that you're putting effort to have a good application. I've seen so many cover letters that they have just one paragraph, just saying, hi, my name is Gerson Ida. I'm a civil engineer with more than 20 years of experience, and I would appreciate if I could be contacted for a professional interview so I can explore deeper my competencies. Regards, Gerson Ida. I've seen so many cover letters just saying this paragraph, and when I see that cover letter, the whole application goes straight to the bin, because it shows me it didn't address the competencies, it didn't tell me anything about the selection criteria. And if I received 70 applications, I'm pretty sure that I will find at least 4 or 5 very good applications that I will shortlist, and I will then call for an interview. So your cover letter is not just you begging to be called in for an interview. In this competitive market, for you to get an interview, you certainly need to deserve to be called in for an interview. And how do you get deserved to called in for an interview? If you have a very good application. All right, so cover letter, very, very important document. And what is the importance of a cover letter? In most job opportunities, there's a role description or job description or position description, where there is a brief explanation about the company and the area of work of the position. It also explains what the expectation of the positions are, outlining the functions and activities assigned to the position being recruited. But the most important part of the cover letter is how you will address the skills and competencies required in the job description, and make it clear that you are explaining with real examples of how you performed the task, what were the difficulties encountered, the problem-solving method, and the final result. So certainly, cover letter, very important document. Obviously, CV is very important as well. But I want to say that a lot of people, they don't really give the real importance of the cover letter. So the first hint about the cover letter is to consider the cover letter as a document more important even than the CV. So many job seekers invest a lot of time in their CV. Let's say that you invest a lot of time in your resume, and you do not pay much attention to your cover letter. And this is very serious, and as I said before, almost fatal mistake, because if your cover letter is not good, perhaps recruiters are not even going to look at your resume or CV. So you gotta spend a lot of time and customize your cover letter. Customizing your cover letter is the second tip. The same way that you customize your CV or your resume, you need to customize your cover letter. And this strategy of customizing your cover letter will make your cover letter much more likely to be appreciated by the company or by the recruiter. And as you will demonstrate the specific requirements and often unique to the advertised job vacancy. So a common mistake is for candidates who use a generic cover letter containing only personal and professional characteristics without considering the specific position that you are applying for. So you need to research the company. You need to research perhaps the projects that the company is delivering. Sometimes even if you know who the panel member, or who are the panel members, or who is the recruiter responsible for the shortlisting, you can even research about that particular professional. And you got to remember also another strategy in your cover letter is to remember that the companies are recruiting on a merit basis. So you need to understand what is merit. So what's merit? Merit is how much a person has the relevant skills, attitude, competencies, qualifications, knowledge, experience, and personal qualities to perform the tasks in question. And as I mentioned before, in the position description or in the job advertisement, you may find some expressions like merit criteria, selection criteria, candidate profile, the successful candidate will, is this role for you, the key attributes, capabilities, core capabilities. These are all kind of expressions that you will find in job descriptions that are the things that the company is looking for. So you got to pay attention to that. And in your cover letter, you got to actually address all of those things. So the other hint in terms of the cover letter is to be very clear when addressing the competencies or selection criteria, and utilize, pay attention now guys, real examples for when you have achieved those positive results. So when you find those expressions like key competencies or selection criteria in your cover letter, I'm going to quickly demonstrate here, probably in the Word document. So let's say, for example, there is a selection criteria called engineering knowledge. So, and then there's a little bit of a description about engineering knowledge, and then you could say the candidate or you should give an example of what was the engineering problem faced, what was the problem solving method utilized, what were the strengths and weaknesses of the solution options, which option was chosen and why, what were the results achieved, and finally, what was your role for this result. So let's say that you are a civil engineer, specialized, you're applying for a job for an asphalt company. And if engineering knowledge is part of the selection criteria, you can say, for example, when I delivered the resurfacing of the road, and then you name the road, I faced with a problem because there was high volume, B-double, higher mass vehicles, where I had to design a new asphalt mix to bear the high volume, high speed, and higher mass loads as well. And then you can say whatever research you did, the asphalt mix design, and what did you do, and the result that you achieved, how much you ended up delivering, what was the quality in the end, compaction, etc., etc., etc. So really deliver the results and explain in real example what was the outcome, the problem, the resolution method, and the results achieved. All right, so now I'm going to do my post on Instagram. I'm going to do live here with you guys. I'm just going to take a picture of, I'm just going to say here, the importance of the cover letter, yeah. So I'm going to take a picture of my screen. I'm going to have the screen here. I'm going to put the title there. I'm actually going to put a question. I'm going to put a question here. What is your biggest challenge when applying for an engineering job? So as you can see, I'm writing this question, and you will understand why I am writing that question. So I'm going to put here in inverted comma. I'm going to centralize. I'm going to actually increase the font, and I'm going to paint in red. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a picture of my screen, and I'm going to do a quick post in Instagram. So what is your biggest challenge? So I'm going to do a quick post. I'm doing a post in Instagram now. So that one there. Next. What can I do? What did I do? how do I don't know how I do that. So I will do this, that one there, edit. I'm going to circle, where is that annotation? No. Yeah, markup. So I'm going to do a markup, red pen. I'm going to circle that. Done. Done. All right, so I'm going to do my Instagram post now. Next. And I'm going to write job, professional job in 2021. And share. All right, you guys are probably now, you guys can probably see. Yeah, so that's my post in Instagram. I actually put the post. So what I would like to see, guys, is I would like to see some comments answering the question that I just put in the post. And the question is this one here. I'm actually going to shape to do the similar thing that I did there. That's the shape outline, no outline. Shape fill, no fill. So I would like you to answer that question. If you can answer now, great. If you are on Instagram, obviously you can do it later. What is your biggest challenge when applying for an engineering job? It went wrong in the Instagram post, but that's fine. So what's your biggest challenge when applying for an engineering job? So if I see some comments in this post until 10 p.m. So 10 p.m. I'm going to have a look at the Instagram post. And if there are comments and engagement with you guys, I will then make this document as a PDF. And I'm going to post in the Telegram group. And the password for this one, I'm going to review a little bit later on. All right, so let's keep going with the content. And we talk about the cover letter. We talk about to be very clear. And the next up is going to be another very important part to be in your checklist, which is job search versus job research. So what's the difference between job search and job research? So that's a very important difference that you guys need to be aware. So some characteristics of job search. Job search usually is the old school job search. Is the way that in the past, or is the old school way for you to try to find a job. It is usually based on the past and looking for similar jobs. So what does it mean? It means that all right, you're trying to get a new job or your first professional job here in Australia, and then you look at the past and you think, well, what did I do? Well, in the past, I used to do this, I used to do that, and then you start looking for similar jobs. So that is job search. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not really the most effective way for you to search for a job today. And I'm going to talk to you about, well, obviously, What's the new way to do it? Job search is also when you send, as I mentioned before, when you send loads of resumes, like a machine gun. So you get your resumes and you send 100, 200, 300 resumes. I even spoke with people that they paid already companies, and companies sent like 500 resumes to their kind of a mailing list. It's not a good idea because, as I mentioned before, recruiters, they have lots and lots of applications that they will read. They just don't have yours. They have yours and another 50 at least. So if you're sending, and because you're going to send to 500 companies, your documents will be very generic. Because if you have a very specific document, it doesn't really fit to all of the 500 companies. So you need to write a very generic cover letter, and you're gonna write a very generic resume. So recruiters and companies, when they read your document, they know already that is a generic document and that you didn't even look at the position description, and you just sent the resume or cover letter. And this is going straight to the bin. I can guarantee it to you. Job search, another characteristic of job search is also resumes and cover letters are pretty much the same. As I said, a generic document. And you usually don't spend time to prepare your documents. You probably spend some time to write your CV and your cover letter in a generic way, and you use the same in every single application. You can change probably the name of the person, but other than that, you're probably using the same. Now, in terms of characteristics of job research. So job research is certainly different. Job research, you explore your personal brand. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the throat gets a little bit dry. So job research, you explore your personal brand. And you got to think that you're selling yourself as a professional. So you're not just sending your resume and cover letter just for sending. You're selling yourself as a professional. Your resume and your cover letter will transpire what it would be like to work with you and the value you can bring to the company. So when you write your documents, your reference letter and your resume, you will write in a way that whoever is reading, usually if you get a job, your future supervisor will read and understand what would, and will feel what would be look like to work with you if you were the successful candidate. The documents for the job research, the documents are strategically tailored to the position that you are applying for. They are customized. And also, one curriculum vitae is different to the other CV, as positions are usually different. And you invest time to prepare your documents by researching about the company, the projects they are delivering, the profile of people in the interview panel. As I said before, you need to invest time when you are applying for a job. If you're not really investing time to apply for a job, why the panel should spend time in analyzing your application? Simple as that. And the other item in your checklist, which is very, very important, is you need to be job ready. So what does that mean? Be job ready. So there are a couple of dot points that I would like to talk with you there. First one is to increase your networking. Networking certainly is vital for you to get noticed. Get to know who is who in the zoo. elevate your profile and make connections. Obviously now with the COVID-19 restrictions, it's a bit harder. Before, agencies and companies, they used to do networking events like workshops and face-to-face meetings, etc. Nowadays, majority of them are doing online events and online catch-ups, but it's still possible to interact. You can send questions, you can introduce yourself with the online events. They usually leave an email for you to kind of send questions, etc., and you can then introduce yourself. So networking is certainly very important. There are many places that you can do. Engineers Australia, they have their own events and their webinars. The Australian Institute of Project Management, they also have their online webinars. You can be part of my Telegram group, Engineering Qualification Validation Group, with more than almost 800 people, where I post a lot of content. And sometimes when I know about job opportunities, I also post in the Telegram group as well. So I'm just going to include that in my PDF document here. Where's my PDF here? Increase your networking. Yeah. The next dot point, which is very important to be job ready, is to validate your engineering qualification. And why is that? Because majority of reputable companies will ask if you have your engineering qualification validated, which demonstrates that you have been assessed successfully by Engineers Australia, and your qualification is equivalent to an Australian qualification. So especially in times like this, where the market is very competitive, unfortunately, there's a large number of engineers in the market, available in the market. And the recruiters and companies, they have at their disposal a broad range of options. So imagine that the following scenario. Imagine that you are the company going to recruit an engineer, and then you advertise for a position. You will get, let's say, 45, 50, 60, 70 applications. So when you get those applications, the next step is to shortlist. So when you shortlist, you will select probably between 3, 4, 5 candidates for a professional interview. Usually in a recruitment process, you don't really interview more than 3 or 4 candidates. Sometimes you interview 5 or 6 when the pool is really good. And if you have more than one position to be filled. But if you have just one position, probably you will be interviewing just one. You will be interviewing between 3 and 4 candidates. So if you have about 50 candidates and you need to select 3 or 4, there's a good chance that majority of the engineers are already validated. And not just that, they are validated, they are members of Engineers Australia, and a good number of them will probably going to be a chartered professional engineer with Engineers Australia, which means that they already passed stage 2 and they are autonomous. They can pretty much work without supervision. So if you are the recruiter and if you have lots of engineers that they are already validated and you are not validated yet, put in the comments, how much do you think is going to be your chances to be selected, shortlisted for an interview? Let's say that you have 50 applications. Out of that, 20, or let's say more, 30 are validated. Out of the 30, about 15 are even chartered professional engineers. And there are about 20 applications or engineers that are not validated. So how much do you think is going to be your chances in percentage to be shortlisted for an interview if the panel is shortlisting between 3 or 4 candidates. Do you think it's going to be a good percentage, a low percentage? Do you think it's going to be close to 100%, close to 50%, or close to 0%? What do you think? Let's have a look. None. Ivinha. In Instagram, none. 0%. What else? So I'm going to put the content in my PDF while you guys answer that. So do you think you have a good chance or not a good chance to be shortlisted? What do you reckon? Let's have a look if more people put in the comments. No more comments. Yeah, Vinha probably is going to be Vandy, not at all. In YouTube. Yeah, thanks, Vandy. I'd say that I'm afraid that you guys are correct. Your chances are going to be really, really slim. If you're not the last engineer in the world and very, very specialized, unique in the profession, your chances to be shortlisted when you have another 30 engineers that are already validated and 15 engineers that are chartered professionals. If I am in the panel, if I have at my disposal 30 engineers that are already validated and 15 engineers that are already chartered professional, I'd say that those that are not validated, they don't really have chance at all, unfortunately. Why is that, Jess? Are you being discriminatory? Not that I'm being discriminatory. Just so you know, when companies are recruiting for an engineer, do you know how much money usually companies they spend with recruitment agencies to recruit an engineer? Do you have an idea? Do you think it's $500 or $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $100,000? How much do you think usually cost for a company to recruit an engineer? Let's see if you have a good guess. So, yeah, Tatiana saying hopefully 50%. Tatiana is saying. Kingley says 50% in Instagram. Yeah. But in terms of recruitment costs, and our company already engaged many recruitment companies. So, and the research that I did is that a normal recruitment process with the recruitment companies obviously analyzing the CVs, applications, shortlisting, participating in interviews as well, can cost, depending on the level of the position, anything between $15,000 and $30,000. So it is a lot of money. So when a company is paying, let's say, $20,000 in average to recruit somebody, obviously the recruiters are very strict, and if they have an option of indicating or shortlisting somebody which is a chartered professional engineer or is validated, it certainly they will probably choose the validated one, and obviously not going to choose the non-validated. Those ones in Queensland, I don't know how many of you are here in Queensland. But in Queensland, there is, for the last 90 years, there is a requirement for engineers. When engineers, they are providing professional engineering services, they have to be a registered professional engineer of Queensland, RPEQ. And if you are not RPEQ, you can actually be prosecuted by a criminal offense. You can be supervised. If you're not RPEQ, you can be directly supervised by RPEQ, and that's okay. Or you can follow a prescriptive standard. But other than that, you have to be registered. And New South Wales and Victoria, since last year or this year, and it's going to start next year in 2021, you have to be registered to perform some of the professional engineering services. Obviously, there will be a transition period between 1 July 2021 and I think another 2 or 3 years until everybody needs to be, all engineers need to be registered to provide professional engineering services. They're probably going to follow similar structure here in Queensland. So when companies are paying a lot of money, they certainly are going to invest in the right people. Thank you very much, guys, for your participation. And the last, what happened with my Word document? What happened with my document? No, it's not that one there. Not sure what happened, but we're going to talk about now the last bit of the checklist. And the last bit is about what type of jobs to apply for. So let's say that you already spent some time to put together your CV. You spent some time to put together your cover letter. You have your network going. You are job ready. You have validated your qualification. You have prepared yourself to start applying for jobs. So what type of jobs you should be applying for? So let's say that you are an international student. The majority of people will probably be applying for a professional job while on an international student visa. So are you in that category? Are you an international student? If you are, say yes in the comment, and these hints will certainly be very useful for you. If you are already a permanent resident, or even if you're not even in Australia, put in the comments so I know I can give some examples tailored to your situation. But the majority of you guys will be applying for a professional job while on an international visa, which in its majority of international students visa, unless you kind of study a master's or whatever, you have certain conditions. And the condition is that you can work a maximum of 20 hours a week. And obviously the student visa is a temporary visa. So you don't really hold a permanent visa, you hold a temporary visa. And your condition is that you can work up to 20 hours a week. Obviously there are some masters that you can work 40 hours a week. But majority will be 20 hours a week. So this means that when you are applying for a professional job, it is important to remember this, your conditions, and apply for jobs that are temporary and part-time, which are the conditions of your visa. And why do I say that? Because if you're applying for a job which is a permanent full-time position, you are applying for that job, and then let's say that you get very lucky and you get shortlisted for an interview. and the recruiter kind of forgets to ask your visa conditions. And then you rock up to the interview, and then they realize that you are an international student. You can just work 20 hours a week, just temporary, and they're not really willing to give you a sponsor. So in this case, one, you're probably not going to move forward unless you interviewed really, really well. And if you are the last one in the planet, but the recruiter is probably going to ask themselves, why did this person apply to this position? This person knew that he or she can just work 20 hours a week and is temporary, and applied for a permanent full-time position. What a waste of time. What a waste of money. So that's usually the thinking behind it. So you're not going to be very well regarded, probably. Obviously, the recruitment companies probably you have to explain as well, because they're wasting time in recruiting somebody, interviewing somebody that cannot work full-time and is not a permanent resident. There are some companies that they are open to recruit temporarily and part-time, especially now with flexible work arrangements, a lot of people working from home, a lot of people working part-time. The number of part-time positions have increased, and the number of temporary positions have increased as well. So I did a quick search. I put engineer, part-time, and temporary. I think it came back as like 453 jobs in seek.com.au. So there's certainly a lot of work in terms of temporary and part-time. Igor is saying, I'm not even in Australia right now. Tatiana saying, yes, I'm international student. I'll be in graduate visa in June. Well done, Tatiana. For those that don't know, graduate visa means that it's still a temporary visa, but you can work full-time. So that certainly helps a lot. And in June, so you've got pretty much 6 months to get yourself prepared for the market, Tatiana. Hopefully you will have your CV ready, your cover letter ready, you have your network, and you also get your qualification validated as well. King Lee, he's saying that, well, I didn't see your profile, King Lee, I think it's he, yeah, that's the picture. King Lee is in Perth. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, thanks for that. And when you apply for a job, especially when trying to apply for the first job, especially because an engineer job, it has a lot of demand and a lot of offer of engineers in the market, perhaps an alternative could be for you to apply for positions that are for non-engineers, but still related to engineering. So you get your foot in the door in the company, and then once you are in the company, perhaps you can then get yourself known to other people, and people will notice that you are an engineer, you are validated, etc., 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 and they can offer you an engineer job. So some of the other positions could be, you could apply for a draftsperson, you could apply for as an assistant engineer, you could apply for as an assistant project manager, a project costing officer, a project management officer, an estimator, procurement officer, quality representative, receptionist in an engineering company, or a contract officer. So those are some of the titles that you could be applying for that is related to engineering and can get you a foot in the door. Or even, I've seen many cases of people that applied for a laborer, like a construction worker, a plant operator, obviously if you have license to operate plants, or just general labor. And once you get the job as a general labor, you get yourself, obviously you start doing your network inside the company, and then people will notice that you are an engineer, and perhaps you can get a job as an engineer. All right, I'll have a look at the Instagram post and see how it is going. If I've got any comments, engagement, because then I will be posting this PDF, and I'll show you the PDF how it is going. How I see that. Yeah, Tachi, yeah, thank you very much. The lack of local experience, that's certainly a hurdle. Yeah, Tachi said in the Instagram post that one of the biggest challenge when applying for an engineering job is the lack of local experience. Yeah, that's certainly a big hurdle, Tachis. And that's why certainly it's important for you to perhaps consider to apply for a different position, so you can get some local experience, or at least be in the environment of acquiring that local experience, and then you can apply for a higher position. Kinley, he said, the biggest challenge I faced there in Australia is lack of local experience as well. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And because I had those comments, any more comments? I would like to see, obviously, more comments, especially those ones in the live Instagram. When I finish the live session, if you can go to the post, go to my last post and answer that question. I really would like to show. I don't know, how do I do this? I'm going to actually close this one, and I'm going to put where's the word? Yes, so the PDF that I'm going to make is this one. So as you can see, there's a lot of information there. And my Instagram post is for you to answer this question: what is your biggest challenge when applying for an engineering job? So if you can put your response in the comments, I will put this PDF document in my Telegram group. And the Telegram, for you to join my Telegram group, in this group, I share about information about engineering qualification validation, and I also share these posts. I share videos and audios, and sometimes job opportunities when I see that. So, what is going to be the password of this PDF? Let's make up one password. And I'm just going to let you know that early next year, I will promote another online free workshop, Engineering Qualification Validation. And for you to register, you can access this link here, bit.ly/angqual. And if you are in Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you are on YouTube and Facebook, I just pasted the link in the comments. So I think it's going to be late January or early February that I'm going to do this free online workshop. It's going to be pretty much the full week of events with live sessions, recorded videos, and after 1 week you will know what you need to do to start your application to validate your engineering qualification here in Australia. So that's the link there. And now I'm going to have a look at some of the questions that people sent to me in YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So Explore Bhutan. I don't know what's your name. Sorry, but that's the profile that is in here. He's saying, or she's saying, I'm civil engineer by profession, but it's difficult to find a job in my profession as I did my degree at overseas. What's your thought on that? It's certainly a challenge, but just because you did your degree at overseas, it's not a real problem, because I am proof that you can get a job here in Australia when you graduated in overseas. I graduated in Brazil. You know, it's a country that's not really English speaker country. It's not England, it's not United States, it's not Canada, it's not part of the Commonwealth even. So I graduated in Brazil. I graduated many years ago. I graduated back in 1994. And since 2008, 2008 was when I got my first job as a professional engineer. So I got my first professional job back in 2005 as a trainer and consultant in business and project management. But as an engineer, I got my first job in 2008. And I did what I had to do. I validated my qualification, I prepared myself, I increased my networking, I tailored my CV, I tailored my cover letter, I did my research when I went to my professional interview, and I was very confident of what I did. I utilized real examples in my documents and in my interview, and I got a job. So it is difficult, but it's not impossible. You just need to be very focused in what you need to do. The other question is from Benti in YouTube. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering from back home, recognized by Western Australia Training and Workforce Development. Well, I'm not quite sure about recognition by Western Australia Training and Workforce Development. For you to be able to work as an engineer, especially here in Queensland, you have to have your degree recognized by Engineers Australia. Also for migration purposes, Engineers Australia is the assessment organization. So, but I'm not sure what Western Australia Training and Workforce Development is. But if they can recognize you so you can work as an engineer, well, that's fine. Pratyusha, she said, I completed Masters in Mechanical Engineering in Victoria. Yeah, that's good. There is one thing, if you completed your Masters in Australia, and if your master's degree is recognized by Engineers Australia, you can get that master's recognized and become a member of Engineers Australia. But for your migration skills assessment or stage 1, it's just about your degree validation. So you can become a member if you have your master's here in Australia recognized. But for you to get your migration skills assessment or your stage 1, it's your bachelor degree. So your master's doesn't really count. Let's say here, Tatiana, she said, the information about the cover letter is very valuable. I didn't know about I must show how to address the job competencies there. Yeah, it's certainly very important, Tatiana. If you don't really address the competencies in your cover letter, I'd say that majority of recruitment companies, they're not going to even pay much attention to your documents. Let's have a look at Instagram. There are some comments there. Let's have a look. Yeah, King Lee. I studied my engineering overseas, as it's hard to get a job in my profession, though I have more than 10 years experience, but they always look for local experiences. What do you say on this, please? Yeah, I can tell you, Kenley, that it's a challenge. I faced the same challenge. When I arrived here in 2005, I was the first time that I was in Australia, obviously. When I got my job in 2008 as a professional engineer, I didn't have experience as an engineer here in Australia. So I had to explore and I had to address all competencies in the cover letter, in my application, using experiences that I had back in Brazil. So, and I did that. I did to the best of my abilities. I put results, I put numbers. When I went to the interview, I actually did a printout, like a booklet of my presentation. I actually did a PowerPoint presentation. And that's another hint, probably important. I'm probably going to do another live session. Would you like me to do a live session just to talk about professional interviews? I'll give you a hint now, but I've got so many hints about professional interviews. Would you like me to do a live session about professional interview, how to behave in professional interviews? Because I can probably program one live session about that. But one hint on a professional interview, what I did a PowerPoint presentation with my, because they sent me the questions, and I put together a PowerPoint presentation. One, because I'm not a native English speaker, so my English is not really very good. So having the PowerPoint presentation gave me a little bit more assurance that if they didn't understand what I was talking about, they could read on the screen and see the information. And also what I did, I got my PowerPoint presentation, I did a booklet, I did the binding of this booklet, and I gave one booklet to each of the panel member. So that showed me, that showed them that I dedicated time. I looked, I think, very professional in doing that, and they were probably a bit impressed with me, and I got the job. So I got some comments here. Yes. Professional interview session would be more helpful. Yeah, good. All right, so I'll make a commitment with you guys. Next Sunday, soon after the New Year's, as you know, this is session 79. So next week is going to be session 80. I'm going to prepare a session on how to behave in a professional interview. So it's always good to know what you guys are interested, because I'm going to be here every week anyway. And if I can be here talking about a subject that interests you, it's certainly, and if you have any other suggestion, put in the comments. I'll read every single comment, and I will endeavor to talk about those comments, about those subjects in the next live sessions. So the other question that I have here on Instagram, let's have a look. Kinley, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and experiences and made me think more positive. Wondering, I need to do my validation, but I don't know where to start. Your mentoring would help me more. Yes, Kinley. Just go to my link in my bio. The first button is for you to, the first button, is for you to register to the free workshop. So the free workshop is going to be end of January, beginning of February. We are going to explain in a whole week the whole process, how you can start your validation process. So there's a lot of information that I cover in the workshop. If you're interested, you can register for free. You just need to confirm, please, very important. You will get an email where you have to confirm your registration. All right. What else? The password. So the password will be job 2021. Okay, so that's going to be the password. And as you can see, the PDF is quite comprehensive. So I will place this PDF in my Telegram group. So make sure that you are part of the Telegram group. And the PDF is going to be, I'm actually going to do now. So I will print as a PDF. So when you do it live. So PDF live 79. So I'm going to do the PDF. And now I'm going to do the Chrome. Going to do the, sorry guys. I'm going to do the PDF. I think it's what do you call? I love PDF. Yes. So Chrome. I love PDF. You guys can see I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to put the password so you can see that works. Where is that? Protect PDF. So I'm going to drop the thing, the PDF in there. So that's the PDF in there. I'm going to type the password, job 2021. As you can see there, that's a password, job 2021. Protect password. I'm going to downloading the PDF. It's here. I'm going to open job 2021. Yep, that's the PDF. So the the password works. So that's the PDF that I'm going to send in my group, in my Telegram. All right, I'll just double check if I have last comments. And if I don't really have last comments, I will finalize. Sorry, I will finalize for tonight. And I would like to thank you guys very much. I wish you all a very happy new year this coming week. I hope that you have a very safe and nice transition between 2020 and 2021. And I would like to thank you guys for your support in 2020 for my project, engineersinaustralia.com, and my page in Facebook as well. And if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe or consider subscribing. The more subscribers I have, the content goes to more people. As you know, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, they have algorithm, and if you can hit like in my YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, you can follow me as well. And I would like to thank you very much, and I'll see you next Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Brisbane time, and I will be talking about how to behave in a professional interview so you can increase your chances to be hired. I would like to thank you very much, and a happy new year to you. See you, and bye-bye.